wanna show you some quick. You can see or you can hear how this car drags before it starts, and I have to get my foot on the gas pedal to keep it on, and you can see that literally the RPMs is below 800, going between 600 and 800, going upward and downward. Okay, that's the first thing. Hello guy, good day. This is your guy Mr. Cool Auto Fix, and today I'm gonna be talking about why your car stalls and why your car is not racing properly. Okay, first thing first, before you start going to get anything, before you start buying anything, spending money, just like you're seeing this my car here doing, going up and down like someone is chasing it like a rabbit. I want to do something. As I just turn the engine off, I want to say something clear. Before you start going to shop like I do, and I'm getting this one here, which you already know is the ignition coil, or getting this one here, which you already know is the throttle body, or even trying to get this one replaced or serviced, which is your injectors. Let me say something here. It's gonna cost you a lot, but down here where I am, it's not gonna cost you too much to get it. But I was focusing on people say without paying attention to what my car is actually going through before I start to getting my hands on this parts here. So yes, it's likely we're gonna be boiling it down to maybe like 5 or 6 causes of engine stalling, irregular idling, going up and down. Like you can see here, you can see inside here, there's a lot of little bit of dirt inside. I don't know how they engineered this, but it's so sensitive that as soon as they have any dirt inside, it's gonna create that make the engine to stall a little bit, but not that much. But in my case here is where you step off. When you step off the gas pedal, like this one here, if you step off the gas pedal, the car goes up. Now I want to give you a history. I'm not giving you a tip. I'm not trying to say this is from hearsay. This is the personal experience which I'm having right now with this car. So when I drive in the day, it works as if it works fine, but when I drive in the night, the shit comes out of the bed and just kind of terrify me, and that's what really puts me on edge, like what's really going on. So the other component which I have not shown you here, which I want to show you, which is the major culprit, the main reason why I'm doing this video today, is what I'm going to be showing you. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you just a moment. Okay, here we are. This is our alternator, and the next one I'm going to be showing you is the battery. This my battery is it's kind of old and retired, and damn, I didn't believe that this is actually what is causing me my problem that I've been doing all stuffs around. I just ran this car some few days ago and the car started jerking, so I serviced the nozzle. It didn't stop. I did a lot of things. The last thing which I did that got it solved, which I'm going to share with you if you stay with me on this video till the last, is the secret I'm about to review to you today. In order to find how this guy is functioning, you need a multimeter. The last time I checked it, it was giving me 13.7 volts. And I also discovered I did something spectacular that actually give me a head up to know exactly what I'm doing, which is I unplugged these two probes when the car is on, and I see the RPM jump to 800 and stay right there. I said, wow. So that's to say that this car can actually operate literally normal without a battery, but you don't fire it because you're gonna get your brain box, I mean your ECU fired up. But so at last when I get it hooked up with the battery, it started moving sluggishly. So what I'm trying to say here is 13.7 volts. It's below the manufacturer specification. I've watched a lot of videos that say I should clean the terminal and the earthhead where it's earthed to the ground, but I did that, but it doesn't change anything. So I'm going to take another drastic step, which I'm going to share with you later. That is not the main purpose of this video, so I'm going to stay focused. So we boil it down to what makes your car stall, what makes your car shuts down when you lift off your leg off the gas pedal. So like I said, before buying anything, first watch this video and listen to me clearly, listen to me attentively. When I finish, I'm sure you're gonna have less to spend, you're gonna save a lot of money. So the 13.7 volt I got from here is below. So when this battery started pulling power to charge, that's the difference between my nighttime driving and the daytime driving. I was telling you that when I drive in the daytime is okay, but when I drive in the night, it becomes another nightmare. So when I drive in the night, something happens that I noticed. I put on my headlamp here, this headlamp, and I know it draws a significant amount of power from the battery. Side the ignition coil also, that draws power from the battery, and the injectors and a lot of other sensors that are in the car. So that draw power, and when you draw power from this alternator, I believe that the power that's supposed to go into charging this battery here don't charge this battery any longer. So what happens, this guy here sees it, this injector, the brother, the uncle here, the cousins here, the sister here, all of them just sees the power that's coming from this guy here. And so what happened, this battery literally have no power going to it, because that point 10 is significant enough to make impact on this battery to charge it. And also, meanwhile, I also want to tell you that if you suddenly notice that the battery is supposed to last up to 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5, 6, depending on the warranty period, just suddenly die, please, before you try to buy another battery, my candid advice is you should use a multimeter to check this alternator if it is working properly. If it's working properly, that battery shouldn't just fail like that. And the best way to do it, disconnect this. When you start the car on, disconnect this, then use your multimeter to check between these two probes, and the reading you are getting there is what this guy here is producing. So that is it. So on this other side, I just played that I need to either get another alternator to get this thing working perfectly, to get this car in order to stop stalling, or I get the diode changed. But getting the diode changed down here is much closer to like getting the parts, so I'll prefer getting the parts, because I know initially this problem started building up when I got these parts from a local dealer. I got used one. We don't have genuine parts down here, so even if you have to find it, is extremely very expensive. So as soon as I got it, because mine ripped off, mine got problem. So when I got this one on, that is when I started noticing that sometimes when I try to start my car, it does feel like as if I have a wrong ignition timing. So some are saying that my battery is not performing fine. I know that, but I need to know exactly what really just strangled my battery. And at last I found out that it's actually this alternator. So I am not telling you it is it is someone that told me. I'm currently experiencing it on this car. So why does this car function in the daytime much more better than in the night? Because in the daytime you only have the ignition coil, which is down here, and the injectors, the ECU, and some others draw some little amount of power from the alternator while it's charged the battery. But in the night you have this big giant here drawing a lot of power. So that's the difference. And plus the charger, plus your car stereo, a lot of other electrical fittings inside that uses the power. Okay, another thing that I want also to share with you, which is a point number, the first point here is alternator, and your second point is battery. If the battery is not well charged, it's going to be causing that. Then the third one I want to show you quickly is your dirty your dirt or clogged throttle body. Then if the jerking continues, you need to service your injectors. When you service your injectors and the jacking continues, when you're talking about, don't quickly go to replace your fuel pump, which is somewhere in the seat here, under this seat here. For some other cars, I don't know where the position is. Some can be in the boot, some can be in the hood, I don't know. So the first thing I want you to do, if your car jacks, if your alternator is okay, the battery is okay, but it still jacks when you drive randomly, I want you to take a very good look at one cousin that is living under this tire here, and that's your filter, your fuel filter. Mine was having that issue. I actually serviced my injectors, and still it just literally increased the performance, but it didn't give me exactly what I want. So I knew within myself, because I've used Make 3 before, that when the fuel filter gets clogged, it gives you a symptoms of a bad fuel pump. But actually that's an indication that your fuel pump is about going to die. Why? Because I wasn't caring enough for the fuel filter, unlike when I was using my Make 3. So, but when I got this fuel pump off, I have a lot of dirt that gets clogged in it, and what happens when the dirt's clogged in the fuel pump, it doesn't allow the fuel to deliver its full capacity pressure down to the injectors where it deliver the fuel to the combustion chamber. So you should get that cleaned up or get it replaced. If you have a little box and you can get it replaced. I'm sure it's not that expensive. It should be a little bit more expensive, a little bit cheaper than the fuel pump. Okay, so when you get that replaced and it still persists, that is when you should go to buy a fuel pump. You need a fuel pump. If you don't have a pressure gauge to check your pressure set to check it, then you should probably get another fuel pump. Your fuel pump is definitely bad. Then if suppose you do this and you're still having a lot, maybe it's not jacking, let's say you're done, it's not jacking, but it's not moving as fast as you want. Let's say you just visit a mechanic some days ago and they performed some work on the engine, then I probably believe that your ignition timing is not completely correct. Why did I say that? There are some other symptoms you could be getting, like your engine your car overheating. You see the temperature rising above normal and the car is not moving as fast as you want when you fire it up, when you accelerate. So when it's not moving that fast the way you want, and you're seeing the temperature inside here, the temperature reading getting gradually up above normal, above usual, so you should have in mind that something is wrong with your ignition timing. It might have missed just like 2